Hello everyone, Lovepreet Singh this side. So today we have Vinayak, the creator of intentJS. It's a framework written in JavaScript for JavaScript, right? We'll come to that, what exactly intentJS is, how he came, like how he got the idea of building intent, and how is it going, right? So before that, let's come to his introduction, Vinayak.
Yep. Thank you, Lovepreet. Thank you for first of all inviting me to the podcast. This is my first podcast, so you're obviously a bit nervous. So pardon me if I fumble a bit. Yep. Hi guys, Vinayak this side. I am the author of intentJS. Uh, it's a backend focused and developer experience focused Node.js framework. And yeah, a bit about me would be I would say I currently head the engineering team at Genesis. It's a retail POS software company, and after that, after the office hours, I invest most of my time building stuff in intentJS. Uh, so yeah, and I have experience of like seven years now. So
Okay,
that's pretty
got
much
it.
about it.
Yeah, like before coming to intentJS, like what is your career path? How you started as a fresher, in tech industry? Where exactly you started from? Because see, like most of our viewers are students or freshers, right? They would love to know that how you are building, how you started. So yeah,
Yep, sure. So, I'm a 2018 pass out. Actually, I did my college from. This is going to sound a little comical. I did my
okay,
engineering from Petroleum University, but in computer science in Dehradun.
okay,
Yeah, and after that, actually, I joined this particular sister company of India Mart called Hello Travel,
oh, okay,
where I closely worked with the founder. I actually joined as a web development intern, but I was later shifted to mobile app. I also had some experience like building mobile apps using Java,
oh,
uh, and post that I actually I genuinely wanted to like just focus on the back end for some time. So I decided to join
got it,
Squareboard just after my college, and after that I stayed with that company. Great learning experience. The founder Gaurav Gupta helped me a lot there.
got it.
Uh, all right, and I basically shifted my like career path from Squareboard to Code Academy. Many of you viewers might know what is Code Academy.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah, I
pretty
think yeah, it's famous.
yeah. I joined Code Academy, and then after a few months from there, I actually joined Genesis
Got it,
as the head of engineering for Zwing. So
got it.
where again I'm actually again focusing on backend plus the entire platform.
Got it, got it. So yeah, I am also working in backend, domain only from I think from my full-time job.
Yep.
Okay, before like I have one more question. Like, what all tech stacks? Because this is the most common question I get from freshers. Ki there are like different tech stacks, right? Java, JavaScript, or Python. So what kind of technologies you have worked on?
So yeah, so I honestly if I have to tell you Java helped me earn the first rupee,
Okay,
honestly, because that's where I did my internship in Hello Travel, and after that I actually moved to PHP Laravel in Squareboard, where I focused on Laravel PHP ecosystem for around one to 2 years, and after that during COVID we pivoted completely to Node.js ecosystem, because that was in demand, and
got it.
that's when yeah, and that was when I was actually introduced to TypeScript, Node.js, and stuff like that.
Okay, okay.
uh, yeah, and after that Ruby, Golang, and then again Node.js.
Got it. So
Yeah.
quite a diverse, tech stack tools that you have, right? So
Yep.
one of the, insight that I got from your working, like you have 7 years plus experience, that tech stacks, I think it doesn't matter, right? You get a
Correct.
lot of learnings from Java, from JavaScript here and there. So people do like love a lot to one tech stack only, and they mention that I want to do everything in JavaScript and all. But I think that should not be the thing at the very first place that you have mentioned, right? You started from Java, then PHP, Laravel, and Node.js at the end, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
S-
cool. Huh.
Yep. So just one thing to add there, actually, uh, so one thing that I've noticed is that many people are actually starting their career with Node.js or JavaScript.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
While I don't like defy the idea of starting your career with JavaScript, all right. But actually, the thing is, the much larger problem is that when freshers start their career with a dynamic programming language like Python or JavaScript, they
Okay.
tend to lose out on the basics. All right. Like
Right.
I still remember we had to pull our hairs, like how much memory do we need to allocate while doing C++.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I
So
mean, CS fundamentals, like when you are just starting out, I think you should not rely on too much abstraction. These languages have too much abstraction, which helps.
correct.
Obviously, with that helps. But for fresher, a fresher mindset should have problem solving mindset. Yeah, completely
Correct.
agree.
Absolutely.
Okay, coming to intent, our main topic. So, why you started building intent at the very first place?
That's a very good question, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, like when I started building intent, I didn't think about it. All right.
Okay.
Like I didn't have a very good reason why I
Okay.
should start doing it. I just had this particular itch that there is no other framework like this in Node.js ecosystem. All right. Because I personally feel that the current Node.js ecosystem is very fragmented, in the sense that, like, let's say you have to implement uh, message queues in your
Okay.
Node.js application. All right. There are hundreds of packages available. All right. Well,
Got it.
obviously there are a few prominent ones which have a better community support, and like there are lots of tutorials about around it. But the problem is that still at the end of the day, there is not a standard Node.js framework in the ecosystem which gives you all right.
Okay.
And since I was a developer actually with the Laravel background, with Ruby background, and all that stuff, all right, I realized that this can actually lead to something like I like when I started working with Nest.js, Node.js in 2020, during the first lockdown. I still remember very vividly. Uh, I used to face this a problem a lot, and I hate downloading separate packages for everything, and just figuring out 6 months down the line that it has been depreciated or the author has abandoned the project. All
Got
right,
it.
this has happened with very major frameworks in the past. If you notice about it, like Happy.js was a very prominent HTTP library that was present.
Okay.
Then there was Joey. All right. So the story with these two particular, why I'm taking actually the name of these two, is that the founder, the creator of these packages, I don't remember the name. These packages are actually created in Walmart.
Okay.
All right. But what happened was that when the creator exited the company, the packages got abandoned. The frameworks got abandoned. All
Got
right.
it.
Because nobody in Walmart would care enough about building that particular package or like growing that particular package. I've had a similar story as well. Uh, and after they were only after, I guess, like after 6 months or 7 months, the package was handed over officially to the original creator of Happy.js, so that he can continue building it from there.
Got it.
So lots of problem there. All right. Well, it still has its pros, because if you think about it, you are getting too many options, too many choices to choose from. All right.
Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, let's say you pick a particular package. All right, it is very likely in your next project or in your next service, whatever you are building, you are going to stick with it, unless and until you have faced some drastic problem in a production
Yes. Yes.
environment or
Yes.
something like that.
Completely agree. Yes. Like
Right. So
I do code in Spring Boot, right? So all the patterns, all the design patterns, and everything. Like when we build one service, in the next service, it is highly likely that we'll follow that practices only. And similarly, like the libraries, right?
correct,
uh,
correct.
yeah, for an example, in circuit breaker we use hysterics, right? For a long time we relied on that only. Now we
Yep.
all obviously shifted to resiliency and all.
Yep.
Okay, one more question, like how much time you spent exactly, like when you took intentJS seriously?
So I'll start by giving you a backdrop of it, honestly,
Okay.
how it all started actually. And this goes back till like since 2020, like so when I was actually first so in Squareboard, during my time there in 2020, I was the lead engineer there. Like I was not officially the lead, but I was the senior most engineer there.
Okay, got it.
All right. And since I had worked on two, Laravel for 2 years, all right, I was actually missing that developer experience for myself. All right. So what
Oh,
essentially happened that I created some internal packages, We open sourced many of them. Some actually got pretty famous as well. All right, and in January 2024, when I actually like exited the company, everything was like MIT open source only, and I was only the author of them. All right, so
Okay.
I decided that it's time to actually build a proper functional framework, which now people can start using actually. All right, the packages were still there, but they were actually just lying down eating the dust.
Oh, okay.
Nothing much was happening there. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So I actually started doing it since like so for to answer your question, I think I started taking it seriously in February 2024. Right.
Okay.
But there were many on and off. Like it was a very patchy work that I was doing till I would say till the end of June, and like till June I used to only work on it on the weekends, or like only for a few hours and so a week, like 2-3 hours a week and stuff like that. And in July was actually the period when I was like, I've had enough. Let's do it, and let's see if we can make it big. Let's see if community is ready to accept it. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, that's when I actually decided to launch it officially on July
Okay.
27, 24.
Okay. Okay. So it's a long time, I think. We are
It,
like here in April 2025, almost a year, right? You are
yep,
building it seriously, I think.
yep.
So, what is the vision you have for intentJS in future? Like, where do you see intentJS going?
Yeah. So I don't have a very long term vision, to be very honest, Lovepreet.
Okay.
All right. The only vision that I have right now in my head, and that I can also think of on top of my head, is that uh, we need to standardize the ecosystem. All right. I don't have a very clear answer how do we do it. All right. But I know that we need to do it actually. Like for example, if I give an example for intentJS. All right.
Okay.
Over the next few weeks, we'll be releasing the integration for React and Vue. All right. Though it
Okay.
is only going to be for the CSR client side rendering part. All right. But that will actually enable us to ship some packages, to ship some modules, which the like, developers can start using it. All right. Out of the box. All right. Just to give you an idea, like you have you are accompanied with Kafka, right? You know Kafka.
Yes.
All right. There's a very small tool yet very useful called Kafka UI.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Correct. So we also want to build something similar for intent. All right.
Okay.
So that will actually enable us for giving that visual representation of the message queues that are happening. The stuff that happens behind the scene in intent
And it will, like, all these things will happen on client side, you are saying.
on the client side. Obviously, there will be a few APIs, but the developers would need to do it. All right. Since our only focus would be is that the packages that we'll be building will be will can only be integrated with intent. All right. Think of it
Okay.
like an Apple ecosystem that an
Yeah. Yes.
iPhone will only work with a MacBook. All right.
Right.
I understand like an open source standard, like it's not very recommended. Like vendor lock-in and all should be avoided as much as possible. But point is that at the end of the day, everybody needs convenience, and
Yes, yes. I
everybody.
mean, main I think feature, or you can say main USP of every open source is like open source software is to reduce friction. That
Correct.
I think eventually you are mentioning.
Correct. So
Okay.
that's what the whole idea is actually.
Okay. So what is the main highlight features that you are very confident of IntentJS as of now?
Yep. So so quite a few actually.
Okay.
And I'm sure that you being a backend engineer would be able to relate to it instantly. First one is first one is cache. All right,
Okay.
where you can quickly integrate like cache is integrated out of the box with intent. All right, so we currently support Redis, Dice DB, and in-memory cache. All right, so you can use any of these three, just a key configuration change. That's it. Nothing else needs to be done there. Uh, so cache is one feature. All right.
Okay.
Last week I made released a new feature called task scheduling. All right. Very interesting feature where you can schedule your task like let's say every 5 minutes, or just run on Monday for at 1 p.m. every week. something like that. And they're the message queues. All right. Let's say if you want to integrate SQS or Redis or database DB queues like Postgre and all, so you can easily do it using intent. So everything is out of the box. You don't need to do anything other than just configuring it. All right. And the API for using those queues remains the same. All right.
Got it.
So
So I think every feature here also you are mentioning is reducing a friction, like reducing friction at the end for every developer, right?
correct, correct,
Got it.
correct.
So, I think you have already answered my next question, which was someone who is coming from Node.js background, right? What are the challenges that he faces and that intentJS is solving? But I think that you have already mentioned that message queues, right? Cron jobs, and which is like integration with cache itself in memory cache.
Yep.
Okay.
So
So yeah, continue.
yeah, just one thing there actually. So so just to give you an idea about like the current Node.js ecosystem. Why? All right. Obviously, like that is my bread and butter.
Right.
All right. So I won't bash it. All right. But actually, just to give an idea, like there's this particular HTTP library called expressJS.
Right.
All right. Everybody uses it very frequently. It is being used. All right. The package has become such a standard that that Express was not updated for 5 years.
Okay. Is it because
All right.
like the contributors are not
Correct.
updating, or people are
It's
so they got habitual of the like functionality of expressjs and all, and they don't want to change?
not really
What?
actually, because Express was the first of the HTTP library on built on top of like Node HTTP and all. All
Right.
right. It provided that particular convenience to the like developers. All
Yeah,
right.
it is super
There,
convenient. Yeah, I've
yeah.
used it.
There are many other HTTP libraries like Fastify, Koa, Micro WebSocket JS and all. Hono is also there, all right, which provides much faster integration and much faster much faster what do you call it, TRS, total request per second capabilities. All right, but the problem with Express is that it has become such an industry standard. All right, that the contributor did not even feel the need to actually like
Got it.
improve it or upgrade it or
Okay.
add new features. All right,
Hmm.
and this actually the last update came out last year only after a gap of 5 years. All
Got
right,
it.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, and that's what the story with every open source package is. It's totally up to the contributors.
Right, right, right. Like in that case, I really like a lot, like Java and Spring Boot. They
Yeah,
do experiment. They do keep rolling the updates very frequently.
correct, correct.
But yes, someone has to do that. I think intentJS is doing. So, how are you building the features? Like, where are you getting the motivation exactly from? First one, and second thing is you're also doing your full-time job, right? Alongside
Yep.
you are building intentJS. So, how are you getting time apart from weekends? So, how are you managing all of these side hustle and not side hustle but side contribution and your full-time job?
So for the features, I'll start with the for the features part. So I so see I personally feel that, and I'm not boasting. I personally feel that I have been in the industry for long. All right,
Okay.
and worked at some great companies to actually know what all problems can possibly exist in a I'll not say highly scale like high scale, but small to medium scale products. All right.
Right.
So, and second, the plus point for me was that I used to work in Laravel ecosystem, and after that I switched to Ruby and all that stuff. All right. So
Hmm.
just kind of like cherry picking what works there for now. All right.
Okay.
And after that also like fixing some what do you call it, existing problems in Node.js ecosystem. All right. With intent. All right. So just to
Got
give
it.
an idea, first version of intentJS used to use expressJS. All right,
Oh, okay.
but we were not happy with the performance. Actually, we were like, no, we need to change it. Like, we can't ask somebody to come to our framework and still be like, all right, the performance we'll be offering will as similar as Express or will also be mediocre. All right,
Yes.
so we changed
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
underlying HTTP library completely to micro WebSocket JS. All right.
Okay,
It's the same library that Bun.js uses actually.
got it.
All right. So I would say it's more of a cherry picking, identifying the patterns that you can possibly fix for some that you feel that you can fix it for other
Yeah, I
developers.
mean, I think
Uh,
that is the like most convenient way for any product, like the problems that you are facing, you are trying to solve
yep.
in your current company or someone else is facing. Yeah,
Correct.
completely agree
And
with this. Yeah,
correct. And for the thing that how do I take out time? Uh, so say
and
in
motivation.
uh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
time and
in
motivation.
correct. So initially, see the way it works is that like initially it will always be so I personally see it at two-stage effort. All right.
Okay,
Uh, so for the so so the first stage effort that you need to put in is that you need to get to that particular stage where you have a sustaining motivation or discipline. All right. If I give you
okay.
an example, as I mentioned, like in February last year, I officially started building intentJS. All right, and
Hmm.
till June, I was actually doing very kind of sluggish work. All right, like I used to spend
Yes.
2 hours or 3 hours a week or something like that. And in January, in July, I decided, all right, let's continue sprinting for 10 to 15 days and let's see where it lands. And I was very happy with the result. That's why I released the first version in July last year itself. All right. So that was the
Right.
first stage effort that you need to put in. All right.
Hmm.
And after that, the motivation or the discipline just keeps sustaining. Like the more you put in the effort, the more dopamine you will get. Actually, just building that stuff, just seeing if it is working out or not. All right. And yeah, for the past 6 months or the past 9 months, I have been actually just spitting out features spitting out features every week or so.
Okay.
So I would so I call it actually I personally for me it has always been two-stage effort for anything that I do. uh, First stage will is going to be the hardest,
Hmm.
which means that you will have to put a lot of effort. You will have to do it consciously. You cannot assume and expect anybody to come and give it to you,
Right.
or your partner even pushing
Hmm.
you. That doesn't matter. That will not help you reach there. All right.
Right.
So first level effort has to be very conscious effort, uh, uh, that even if you don't like it, to keep doing it. All right.
Got it.
And once you cross that particular threshold, it just becomes a habit that you have, a second habit that you have. So for me, has been like that since last year, yeah. After the first
Okay.
version of release.
Okay, so one of the common problem that I like, I'm having like full time experience for 2 years, but I've done a lot of internships, like 6 7 internships in college itself in different domains like TypeScript, Python, ML research, and all. But one thing that freshers and me also personally faced a lot. That first one is distractions, right? Like let's say we have a whole day today to work on a something, and we'll get distracted with songs or some game or whatsoever you can imagine. Now the second thing is ki, let's say when we start task one, right, or project one, and soon we'll get bored.
Yep.
It used to happen a lot. Like then you will jump over to project two, and you will
Yep.
leave the project one in between, right? So you are still, you mentioned 9 months you are going and shipping features weekly. So I just want to ask you personally that how you are avoiding distractions first of all, and the second thing is ki, aren't you getting bored and jumping to some other project?
Yep. Very good question, actually. So see, for distraction, I would say, so I've had my fair share of distractions actually, in
Okay.
the past. All right, where I used to like scroll social media like a crazy person and all that stuff.
Okay.
Thankfully, I don't do it now. Uh, so there are
How
multiple
it
reasons.
happened?
There are multiple reasons actually. Like first one is that I started going to gym, going
Okay.
join some swimming class. Uh, all right. I have been going to the gym for the past 2 3 months. All right. So that has helped me build focus. Because your body is just so essentially tired that you don't have energy for anything else.
Right, right, right.
So that happens. After that,
Hmm.
like after that, so for me, when I used to get distracted, there was a very interesting quote that I read, and it stuck with me. That the
Okay.
only difference between a winner and a loser is that winner keeps doing it even if they don't like it.
Right.
All right, and that's what the
Mm-hmm.
discipline is all about.
Right. Right.
All
Right.
right, every successful person in the history has to be a disciplined person. All right,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise it just becomes a it just becomes a luck game, and you are purely
Okay.
relying on luck. All right, if from our community, if I give you an example, Manu Manu Arora,
Mm-hmm.
all right, founder of Fraternity. All right,
Mm-hmm.
that guy has been doing this kind of similar stuff since college days, even before me.
Okay.
All right, though we are batchmates actually, but he is doing this level of stuff since college days.
Got it.
All
I
right,
didn't know that actually. Okay.
yeah. Hitesh Chaudhary sir, Piyush
Hmm.
sir, these guys have been doing this kind of like for years now. All right, so
Right. But
that's
no, the thing is ki for Hitesh, for Manu, for Piyush, I think if I am doing like if I am on their place, for me motivation will become money, right?
yeah.
So see, if I am doing work, let's suppose Manu's work, Hitesh work, there is something there is no bigger motivation than money. But
Correct,
here in
correct.
intentJS, I don't think money is the motivation as far as I know intentJS, open source, everything, right?
Yeah,
So that's why I asked this question particularly to ki how you are not getting distracted, even that like a bigger motivation like money is not there. So
yeah,
that's why I asked particularly this.
yeah. So Laprit, I'll tell you a dirty little secret of mine.
Okay.
All right. Money is definitely the motivation. All right. Obviously, we have to
Yes.
make money to keep sustaining ourselves.
Yes. Yes. Sure. Yeah.
All right. Currently, my salary pays all of my bills, but obviously, like if we decide to hire developers or even build a community in next 1 to 2 years for intent, I'll need to have that level of money. Uh,
Right.
so, but intent. So every product has a different trajectory. You see, like intent is a product which will start making money. Like the first level of intent has to be open source always, and it will always remain open source.
Okay.
All right, like I'll try my best that most of the packages remain open source, but some of the packages will obviously be paid, which give you like lots of features. Like let's say we are building on a particular feature called admin panel.
Yeah. I
All right,
mean, yes.
where,
Yes.
where you
Makes
can
sense. Yes.
yeah where you have all the DB schema and everything, and you don't need to do anything. Just install and configure your admin panel, and that's it.
Right.
All right. So this example of package will be paid. All right.
Right. And it
But
should be. I mean, if enterprise is using out of the box things, right? I
correct,
think they would pay happily because there is less friction there.
correct. So actually, like I would say for me, it has been a long still standing passion of mine that I wanted to
Okay.
do. All right,
Got it.
and just thinking of it as honestly as a discipline phase actually, where I just need to put in that discipline, get the word out, reaching out to people, helping them
Right.
adapt to intent, and then basically once they start doing it, once they once the Node.js developers start using intentJS, or it offer them services or offer them products which actually they can which will help us make money. All right, but
Got it.
it's still a long journey down the road. Approximately, I guess it would be near to about like what do I say, 8 months to 1 year actually.
Got it. Got it. Okay. I think now I got the complete idea of vision.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like from overall, podcast, I'll get an idea ki what vision you have for intent.js. Okay. So one more thing that I asked before that when you are getting bored from project one, you are very likely to jump to project two. So how
yep.
you are avoiding that?
So it's the same thing that I mentioned. Like I just keep doing it. All right. There are obviously I obviously have days where I am trying to figure out stuff, or like I have been spending my entire days and night for past few weeks, and solving that particular problem is still not getting solved. So
Got it.
it gets frustrating
Hmm.
for some time. Feels like smashing my laptop on the wall and saying that I want to quit software engineering. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yes, yes. I
Uh,
mean, yes, it's stressful sometimes.
Correct. But the thing is that you just have to realize that you need to take a step back, and the way you can take a step back is by taking a break, going out or something like that.
Right.
Just
Exactly.
don't focus on that problem for like 1 day, 2 day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes,
Right.
whatever helps you. All right, and like and then try again with the fresh mind probably. All right,
Okay.
I honestly and moreover honestly for the from like getting bored on project one and then switching to project two, I just have the like certainty of focusing on intent
Okay.
for now.
Got it.
All right, I'm very clear in my head that I don't want to do anything else as of now. All right, obviously the job will be there,
Yes.
but after that I just want to purely focus on intent, nothing else. All right,
Got it.
because it's because if you think about it, like if I'm actually dividing my task time between project one, project two, all right, nothing is leading to nowhere.
Right.
All right, neither the project two is getting ended, nor the project one is getting completed.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Right. All right. So it's always better to just focus on it for a few months. Focus on project one for a few months, even if you don't like it. All right. But even
Yes.
if you have the slightest of the belief that this thing will get accepted or this thing will get like popular and people will start using it, all right. Just focus on it for some time and get it out of the window. All
Right.
right.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, you will learn a lot.
Correct. Correct. Learning is always there. Learning and money are always the byproduct actually.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. So, few of the things that I want to highlight for the viewers. So, I also learned this in a hard way. Like when you are, getting distracted a lot, and when you're not able to focus, and it happens, right? It is very normal for all the people. And the thing is, ki when I was in Kota preparing for IIT JEE, and I was getting distracted a lot from songs and going for going out trying different foods. But one thing that I realized in college, that you have to start something, some physical activity. So as soon as I started workout gym, so I got my focus kind of same level of focus as I had in 12th class in my college. So right now also I am like very much focused on physical activities, going out with friends. And I have seen most of the people going not doing these activities, and they are focusing hard to do their problems. Let's say, for example, take an example of DSA, right? And they are spending a lot of time solving DSA problems on Saturday the whole day, right? And they think like you are getting you are being more productive. But what I call that productivity is pseudo productivity, like where you are getting distracted and you are doing the work on the same time, and you're not going out, you're not doing physical activity. So I learned that in hard way ki this is the one thing that you have to do, which will clear out your mind, which will turn on the hard reset button of your mind. So that is the one thing. Second thing that Vinayak mentioned, that he's just keep like he's not hopping over different tasks, different projects. He's just focusing on intentJS, and he has like clear goal of working on intentJS for next 8 months, 1 year. And he's keeping with the pace whatever he has now. And he's just doing the things, he's just shipping the features, right? So yeah, I mean, this commitment, this dedication and discipline will come with time, right? It's not
Correct.
overnight thing. Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So one last question, or like just you want to, if you want to answer, ki if
Yeah.
someone wants to build his own framework, right? Should he do it? Because see, you started building intentJS because you faced some problems, right? You are trying to solve those problems, and eventually you started enjoying building, and now you are shipping features. But
Yeah.
someone who is watching this video, should he start building his own framework? Either UI library, backend framework, the things those already exist. So this is most common question that people think ki, I want to build this, then they come to know that this framework is already similar framework is already there, why should I build? First question. And
Yep.
second thing, if we want to contribute in intentJS, is it beginner friendly and anyone can start or not?
Yep. So yeah, so I'll start by answering the second question first because that is going to be a short answer.
Okay.
So intent is still in its very like I would say infant stage, nascent stage.
Okay.
Right. So anybody who wants to contribute can start contributing it. There are
Okay.
proper guidelines. I understand the issues are not listed on GitHub. They are actually with me on a Notion document.
Got it.
I'll probably try to update it by the time that this podcast gets out.
Okay.
Yep. just yep. So anybody can essentially start contributing to intent. Uh, yep. And the first part is like if people should start building their own framework. Uh, so right. So see it as the way I see it as a beer brewing activity, right?
Okay.
Many people, many I have a few friends who brew their own beer.
Okay.
All right,
Oh, is it real or you're just taking an example?
no, no, it's real. It's real.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah. Yeah. So it's actually like it's you need to see it as a software engineering or building a clone of a product or building a similar kind of product that you want to actually that you probably be using. All right, it's just like a beer brewing activity, right?
Got it.
Like you don't like the market, you don't like that market taste available, whatever taste is available in the market, and you want to actually brew it by yourself because you have a love for it, you want to try it out, you want to understand the nuances of it.
Right.
All right, so framework is building your own framework would lead you down that particular path only. All right, where you are understanding where you are just not, you're actually you'll be pushed to think from the perspective of other people. All
Okay.
right,
Yes.
you will have to do it. All right,
Right.
otherwise you will have to think about other people's experience, other developers experience, otherwise people are not going to love it.
Right.
All right,
Right.
they are not going to use it, leave alone give criticism or something like that.
Right.
And apart from that, you will learn a lot of stuff. All right, there will be many unknowns that you will have to figure out, but you just need to have that zeal in your mind that all right, I need to do it, I need to do it, and I can probably do it.
Right.
Yep. And so yep, anybody can start building a framework, man. There are very uh, like uh, you can start building your own. You can start by try out by building your own Redis, try out by building your own TCP server. All right, understand how different protocols, like how database servers protocol works, how Redis protocol works, and all that stuff. All right, so obviously you can also try by building your own framework in
Okay.
any
Got
language. All right.
it. Got it.
So yeah, it's more of a beer brewing task, honestly. And the reason why I gave that particular example because it's a task that people do because for the love of beer. All
Right.
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 They want to try out different tastes. They want to try out by mixing different tastes, different flavors of beer, and see what happens actually.
Okay.
So it's kind of on the similar line that you just want to do it because you have a passion for it.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I do completely agree with this. Even at one point of time, I like thought about ki should I build a framework, backend framework for C++,
Yeah.
because whenever I was building any project in C++, people were asking ki how we can integrate it with front end and show to recruiters. So I didn't commit that I will build C++ web framework. I tried
Yeah.
some Drogon and all. They were not very convenient, very hard to start with, and
Correct.
I'm very afraid of committing to building a framework. So that's why I asked this question. Uh,
Yep.
but yeah,
for
cool.
for the, see for the learning purpose you can definitely go ahead and try it out. It doesn't hurt, right?
Right.
uh, yeah, but for building a production, obviously, it's going to be a very long journey.
Yes, long journey, and it should be a very serious commitment
Yep.
that I
And
can't do right now. But
correct.
yeah,
And just one thing actually, and the reason it's a very long journey is because your framework is actually not deciding what the market will be.
right.
All right, there are external so many acting forces that are there. Like let's say Node.js comes out with the new specification or new RFC. All right, you will have to change your framework accordingly. All right, let's say
Got it.
some other
Yes.
competitor framework comes out with a particular feature. You will have to implement it. Otherwise, your framework is set for the dawn. All right. So there are many actually other acting forces that are just there, which makes it a long journey because you're fighting Devil A on Monday, you are fighting Devil B on Tuesday, and then again some Devil C on Wednesday. It just keeps going like that. So that is there actually. But yeah, definitely for the viewers, for the people who are watching it, actually, I would personally recommend go and go try out some full stack framework. It need not be intentJS if you're not from Node.js ecosystem. If you're from PHP, go try out Laravel, go try out Ruby, go try out Django. You will see what an actual full stack framework is like. All right,
Got
and
it.
just get curious at every step. All right, like
Right, right,
how does it work? How do signals work in Django? How do console commands work in Ruby? All right,
right.
what is Laravel Artisan and stuff like that. So
Yes, I mean, one point I want to add. So basically, when I was in college, I used to explore a lot of things like in ML research and everything. But one of the mistake that I did from the very start is that I was not writing blogs. So what I was doing is, let's suppose today I start exploring intent.js. Now I understood how queues you have implemented in intent.js, and people are just like getting happy, like they have understood the implementation. But after a point of time, let's say 1-2 months, they will get to know that a kind of pseudo feeling that they haven't learned anything. So what you should do is, let's suppose I am exploring intent.js, right? I will try to compile all my learnings in a blog, that how Vinayak implemented message queues, how I implemented, let's suppose, in my own tiny framework. So a blogs is I think a very good way to start, even if you are exploring, right? Even if you are learning, just compile your learnings. And this is also learning of mine that I have got in past 2-3 years only. And now for an example, I learned a lot of things like around Linux programming. And it's not just to show off, right? It's just to show in Twitter community that I have learned this is how I learned, these are my learnings, these are the benchmarks I have did. So I think that's also a good point to add ki, whenever you are learning anything, whenever you are building any framework, the thing, your journey will be long, right? But along the journey, just make sure you are compiling your learnings in blogs, right? Even if your
yeah,
framework is not completed, you will get to show something to people in on Twitter, to recruiters, so for your self satisfaction, I think.
correct.
Yeah.
uh, uh, Correct. I think the blog point is actually very correct, because that is something that I have not done personally myself.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm very lazy at writing articles, writing blogs. But yeah, I think I'll also start with it.
Right, right, right. Okay, cool. I mean, I asked a lot of questions, but
Yeah.
personally, I was, curious about intent.js, and I'm curious about Eternity also. Why, all these questions I'll ask with, to Manu also, ki why he started, and why he's keep doing it, right?
Yep.
So yeah, anyone who is a fresher or want to explore intent.js, they can go to try intent. And it's basically Vinayak also mentioned that it's a Laravel but for Node.js, right? And if you guys are aware about Laravel, I think you will be able to relate why it's called Laravel for Node.js. And
Yep.
you can follow Vinayak on Twitter. I think you should start posting intent.js learnings more.
I,
I don't see
I'll
many
do it.
learnings around intent.js on your handle.
I'll start doing it actually.
Yes, because there are some couple of creators like Dice DB ka creator, right? Eternity creator, intentJS creator. So if they will start posting their learnings on Twitter also, it will be good. I mean, at least I will
Correct.
read them.
Correct. Absolutely. I think Arpit sir does it for Dice DB, but not me and Manu.
Yes, I mean, yes, yes, both of you are not doing. And Arpit also, like, I don't feel it very sequential, but maybe I
Yeah.
missed something, in between.
Correct.
But sure, I mean, most of the people who are watching, I think they must be motivated to build something of their own, and they should be clear about the idea why they should even start, right? What are the
Correct.
end goals that you are taking in mind, and they should you know uh, uh, think about before starting.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Vinayak. Thank you, for accepting my request to come to our channel. It's our first
It was an
podcast.
honor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's our first podcast with some Indian creator, right? And intent.js creator for the time,
Yeah.
And I think hopefully we'll get more creators from India. Most of the, many creators are there. They are not coming out, but I
Yeah.
hope we'll get in touch with them also.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
for
Vinayak. Yeah.
thank you for having me. This was also my first podcast. I've done some live streaming, but not this.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure, Lovepreet.
Yeah, thanks Vinayak. Thank you everyone for watching this podcast to the full. You can subscribe the channel Think It Club, where we have started the podcast and all. Will bring more guests hopefully. Bye bye.